Once upon a time, there was a species that was asleep. Efforts were made to wake it, but to no avail. It seemed more comfortable dreaming. But as the situation got more dangerous and started to become undeniable, those efforts became more frantic, the efforts to wake it. Finally, it started to stir. It started reluctantly to wake up. And as it stirred through a glass darkly, it saw the doom that it had created already for so many other species. And it saw that it was now trapped on a path that led towards self-imposed destruction. It foresaw its own doom, and it trembled in fear and wept. But then it realized that it wasn't fully awake yet. There was a further step it had to take to become truly awakened. And that was to realize that it was no spectator of this. This story isn't over yet. It's wrong to tell it as if it's over. We can rebel against this path to extinction, but we will be successful only if we can take the time to see clearly what we've done, the predicament we're in, and the different possible paths ahead. This is the beginning of how this doom might yet be averted. Because we're not spectators, we are agents. We are potential agents of change, and we have no idea what we are capable of until we try. We can rebel against our present path. If we dare to look the reality of what we are doing to life on Earth and to our very climate in the face, then two things can happen. First, we can prepare for our possible doom. If we fail to prevent it, as looks objectively probable, then we'd better get on with preparing to meet it. Second, we can try to prevent it. The one thing that might fully wake us up is fully facing the doom that awaits us if we don't so awaken. This book is about those two closely connected kinds of preparations. It is about sufficiently serious adaptation to this possible coming fate, and it is about the heroic attempt to avert or at least mitigate that fate. This book is about how, while it looks like we're doomed, it only looks like that if we do nothing other than look. If we wrongly picture ourselves as spectators. If only, instead, we'd act. For if instead of gazing as if from outside, we step into our full power as agents of change, capable of extraordinary things, then objective assessment of probabilities becomes moot. Let us embrace the freedom to create something new, historic, and glorious, right in the very teeth of the darkness of this time. Whenever something awful happens, it always has a silver lining, if we are willing to respond to it authentically. Improbable though this may sound, I really do mean always. That is built in for human beings. Our very awareness of how dreadful the situation is itself now the mother of all motives. Self-evidently, this book, called Why Climate Breakdown Matters, is about why ecological and climate breakdown matters. And what we find is that it matters most of all because of the way it can come to matter more deeply and widely to us in the very course of facing it. Because that process of waking up can make us matter more. It can give our lives meaning, and that might even make this worst of times into a best of times. As we might put it, once upon a time, there was a species that was asleep, but now is not that time. Thank you for listening to that.